I just had a few friends come over for ceramics lessons, like initial lessons, I think. And it was really nice. So thank you, girls. You know who you are. I appreciate you coming by. And you guys inspired me to I just all of a sudden started thinking like Xenia, like maybe a teacher does. And I started analyzing what I was trying to teach you and if I was relaying it well. And then I started to think of doing finger exercises at the beginning of a ceramics lesson would be pretty awesome and helpful if I were a beginning ceramicist. I think kind of knowing how I'm using the different pads of my fingers and hands would have been helpful. So I'm just thinking trying to teach you how to, for future first time lessons, first of all, to tell you about your nails. So when you have long nails as a ceramicist, I would say that it's probably like if you love ceramics more than your nails, then you're going to choose ceramics. And it's hard to have both. It's hard to have both. And I do a lot of hand building. So yeah, I had long luscious. We were saying I had long luscious nails years ago, but like I'm cool with maturing beyond my nails. I'm not just my nails. They used to be very thick and luscious. Anyway, so I'm thinking about pads, like doing exercise kind of like this. When I'm hand building, especially a lot of cups and bowls, I'm using this part of my thumb a lot, I feel like, inside in the crevices. And then I'm moving my way up and doing a lot of padding. And I'm doing a lot of quick padding. So if you were to do, finger exercises like this, just like giving yourself a good number of repetitions, and kind of using that even escalation from the center, the lower part of the object all the way up. So you're kind of really developing those very uh, kinesthetic, you're getting that kinesthetic memory settled just by doing these beginning exercises. And I wonder if I'm teaching, how much more helpful that would be in speeding a student along into understanding how to make a cup just from a single ball of clay, hand building it and not using it or building it on the wheel. Yeah, I'm like, could I have basically, I'm coming to this point, I'm saying this all because I'm coming to this point in practicing ceramics off and on since 2000, end of 2015. I would hear it takes about 7 years to hone your skill. And I felt like I was a little behind that. And I'm just I think through this momhood stage and just having kind of taken these, what felt like needed breaks from different parts of my life, including ceramics, I am now feeling more settled in it, in my style. And I know that it will differ year to year, but I'm not experimenting in style as nearly as much as I had been. And I like what I make. I used to not even really want to use things that I made, to be honest. Or I would get tired of them much more quickly. I think I'm in a different place. And I think I'm also, I can't help myself, but I'm looking ahead very positively at this thing in my life, this passion that I'm always leaving and coming back to. I am in this place in my head, it's just kind of this very integrated part of me now, ceramics. And that is the artist in me. It is the creator, the creative that I have always just known that I was in before I was doing ceramics or, you know, attempting to draw very poorly. Like I had no centering in art. I just felt like a creative kid and a creative, like I always just wanted to create stuff and like make stuff. And I think I'm starting to get at my point in life at 41 that I feel like yeah, I guess I'm at my beginning with it. The beginning of my like true connectedness to it. I feel truly connected to being a creator, uh, an an artist. Yeah, you know, it's always a little hard to label yourself as that when you spent so long trying to figure out what you're even trying to do, you know. But eventually, you gotta just be confident in that. That is an integral part to who you are, and you hope that other people understand that about you. Just this need to make because it's just something so freeing and special about it. Needing to make because it's something you've learned to do to feel good about yourself. Yeah, I love I love making stuff. I just I love and man, you know, I just did a little brunch and garden tour and talk with my girlfriends today, and it was very springtime, wintry Bay Area, California weather. And I'm like, this, I feel very lucky. And I feel very happy that I can do this right now. Like, just have a really cute and nice brunch and talk. And it just felt so, I don't know, it felt very good. It felt very like, much like a step I think that I've taken forward into my own life. So, yeah, thank you, ladies, for coming. That was a long winded way of saying that I feel grateful. Things are not always easy, but you've got to come to a point where you feel grateful for what you have.